Sup you beautiful people. Hope you've had a fantastic day. Welcome to part 1 of What If Naruto Had the Omnitrix. If you guys enjoy this what if, comment down below and let me know. And go ahead and check out other what ifs in the channel after watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and also share this video with your friends. So now let's start this video. Naruto Uzumaki had been in bed at his old apartment. He looked out his window thinking to himself, it's been only a few days since we got back from Wave, and I still can't get over what happened. Imagine them calling me a hero. Sure, I convinced the people to stand up for what they believed in, but I always thought being a hero meant you had to defeat an enemy. He gazed up at the night sky seeing all the stars. Is there truly an answer for what it means to be a hero? He suddenly noticed one of the stars appeared to be moving. He sat up and looked out his window further to see the star looked as if it was falling. What is that? He asked himself, as the star started to look like a flaming bullet that fell right into the forest area of Konoha. Whoa, it landed. He started pondering, I wonder what that was. Maybe I should check it out. He got out of bed and changed into his orange jumpsuit. After donning his headband, he slipped on his sandals and went out the door. Naruto jumped along the buildings of his village through the night. Before reaching the forest area, it should have landed somewhere around here, he said, as he searched around before coming upon a crater in the earth. Naruto approached cautiously, before seeing in the center of the crater, looked like a small metal pod. He looked down at the pod inspecting it. What is this thing? He tapped it with a kunai, and backed away expecting a reaction from it. When he saw nothing happen, he chuckled to himself feeling he was fretting over nothing, until he heard the pod opening up and releasing steam. Naruto, worried at what was about to happen, armed himself with his kunai before seeing something emerge from the pod. Though with the steam pouring out, he wasn't sure what it was. When the steam vanished, he saw it was a little creature approximately 5 inches tall. It looked like a bipedal frog-like amphibian with large bulbous green eyes with thin lines for pupils. Oh, that was an uncomfortable landing. The creature answered, before he looked up seeing Naruto looking down at him in shock. Greetings. I am Azmuth of the planet Galvan Prime. And I need your help. He blinked, with his eyes closing horizontally from both sides of his eyes. The reaction he got from Naruto was the boy screaming in fright, which knocked the creature off his small legs. Naruto backed away while trembling. What the hell, what are you? He panicked. The creature groaned, as he got up. You need to calm down, I'm not going to hurt you. Though after that outburst I wouldn't mind taking a few swings. He grumbled to himself. Naruto, still trembling as he backed away, tripped on a rock and fell on his back. The little creature climbed up onto Naruto's chest and looked down at him. Are you finished? He asked rhetorically. Naruto cringed and nodded, still nervous about what he was talking to. Good. Now let me start over. He jumped off Naruto's chest, so Naruto could sit up. As I was saying, my name is Azmuth, and I come from the planet Galvan Prime. He began again. Planet? Naruto asked in confusion, before looking up at the sky. You mean you're an alien? To you I am, yes. He answered. Are you going to probe me? Naruto asked in worry. Azmuth groaned with a roll of his eyes. Where would you get an idea like that? I don't know. Naruto answered with a shrug, much to Azmuth's irritation. Anyway, I am looking for someone and I require your assistance. Looking for someone? Who? Naruto asked. I am looking for one known as Naruto Uzumaki, the alien explained. Do you know where I might find him? That would be me. Naruto pointed to himself. Azmuth looked at Naruto while analyzing him. Well, then the easy part is done. The easy part? Naruto wondered. And why were you looking for me? Before Azmuth could answer, they both heard incoming footsteps. I'll explain later. Right now we should go someplace less conspicuous. Right, Naruto agreed, as he picked Azmuth and put him on his shoulder. Hang on tight. Wait, we can't leave my pod. Azmuth pleaded. Naruto sighed as he tried to pick it up, only for his eyes to bulge up and cry as his hands were burning up. Hot. He waved his hands around to cool them down. He then removed his orange jacket and wrapped it around the pod. He was able to pick it up without getting burned and ran off with Azmuth quickly before Anbu arrived. See anything? One asked another. Over there. The second said, as the group went to the crater. They saw the burned spot in the center where the pot was. What could have landed here? I don't know. We report this to Sandaime-sama right away. Another said, as they took off. Meanwhile, Naruto managed to get back to his apartment where he placed Azmuth's pot in the center of his room on the floor, as it rested atop his jacket. Naruto sat on his bed panting in relief, as Azmuth stood at his side. That was a close one. Naruto panted. Too close, Azmuth said. I must say you're unexceptionally fast for a human. Been doing it since I learned how to walk, and it's really come in handy. Don't ask why. Naruto said. Azmuth nodded and got down to business, back on track. Naruto, I've come here to Earth because I am in need of your help. What do you want with a guy like me? Naruto asked. And how did you even know my name or even to come here? This may be a shock to you, but this isn't my first time on planet Earth. You've been here before. Yes. Well, not here in this ninja land per se, but in another section of planet Earth that this side of the planet detached itself from, and has not moved on so far in terms of technology and weaponry. I have no idea what you're talking about. Naruto said, feeling clueless. Of course you don't. My intellect far outweighs yours or anyone else on this planet. Azmuth replied. Okay, don't start insulting me, and tell me how you know me. As I was saying, Azmuth continued, I came back to planet Earth after millennia because I desire someone to wield my greatest creation and protect this planet from the threat of invading forces that desire to conquer this planet. Invading forces. Naruto gasped. Correct, as for how I know you. I've done a background check of this planet's current inhabitants, and searched for a human similar to the last hero of this planet, who wielded my greatest creation. Creation, what's that? Naruto wondered. Allow me to show you. Azmuth jumped off the bed, and went to his pot opening it up. He picked something up and climbed back onto the bed. He placed what he was carrying on the bed, as Naruto looked at it. It looked like a wristwatch with a square faceplate, and had a white and green color scheme. The faceplate was black with 2 green stripes forming an outline of an heartless. Is this a watch? Naruto asked, feeling unimpressed. You dimwit boy. Azmuth scolded him. This watch, as you call it, is one of the most powerful creations in the universe, created by me. I call it the Omnitrix. Omnitrix? Naruto asked. Yes, I designed it to be a tool to help understand all matter of life out in the galaxy, by giving the wearer of it to walk in the shoes, so to speak, of other life forms. The genius explained. Other life forms? You mean there are other aliens out there? Naruto gasped, while looking up at the sky. Precisely, Azmuth confirmed. However, the Omnitrix attracted a whole galaxy worthy of tyrants who sought to use the Omnitrix for means of war and conquering. To protect it from harm, I sent it via escape pod to planet Earth, where it was discovered by a 10-year-old boy who went by the name of Ben Tennyson. Okay? Naruto said, feeling there's more. When Ben first donned the Omnitrix, he used its function to become several alien species whose DNA were stored into it to become a hero. A hero? That sounds cool. Naruto grinned. Yes, when he himself wasn't causing the trouble himself. Azmuth mumbled to himself. What do you mean? I'll get to that later, but while he used the Omnitrix for heroic deeds, he also attracted the attention of several of the galaxy's infamous criminals, bounty hunters, and warlords. Yikes. However, as time passed, Ben continued to wield the Omnitrix like a master. Thanks to his efforts, he actually managed to save the planet, if not the galaxy, a multitude of times. This Ben sounds totally cool when you put it that way. Naruto said, feeling more admired. Yes, he was, Azmuth admitted. Anyway, I chose you to become the new wielder of this Omnitrix, because both you and Ben share multiple similar characteristics. Such as? Naruto inquired. Both of you are immature, clumsy, cocky, reckless, lack respect for highly respectable superiors, and disregard orders strictly given. He explained. Gee, thanks. Naruto answered sarcastically. But, Azmuth continued, both of you are headstrong, good-hearted, and sincere. Willing to put aside your own needs to help others, and fight for what you believe in. It became apparent to me that the universe needed more people like Ben. Then enters you. With proper motivation, I feel you will become a worthy successor to Ben Tennyson. You think so? Naruto asked. I do. Because I feel this planet will need a hero of the Omnitrix once again as it did in the past. Why is that? Because I believe that there are still forces out there looking to take planet Earth for their own. Really? Naruto asked, and Azmuth nodded. Yes. And I require you to help me in protecting this planet by wielding the Omnitrix as Ben did years ago. But how does it even work? Naruto asked as he looked at the watch. I will teach you how to use it along with every alien species stored into it. Do you accept this task, Naruto Uzumaki, even with all the dangers and risks that will come with it? Naruto pondered on Azmuth's question, and thought, this is all just too freaking weird. Here I am talking to an alien who wants me to use some important alien creation to help save the planet from some threaty fields out there. But Azmuth said I may be the only one capable of wielding the Omnitrix's power. He gave me more credit than my own team does. And if I do accept this, maybe I could become a hero like this Ben guy. Plus maybe doing this will answer my question as to what it means to be a true hero. Naruto looked at Azmuth and answered, Azmuth, I accept. Azmuth cracked a smile, definitely like Ben. So when do we begin? Tomorrow, so I suggest you get some sleep, because we've got a lot of work ahead of us. I can't wait. Naruto said, as he went to bed, while Azmuth went back to his pot and typed onto a keyboard. Azmuth spoke to it, he's accepted the offer. Now we can begin. When the sun rose above the village, Naruto's alarm clock woke him up. The ninja sat up and rubbed his eyes. Oh, what a night. He groaned. Good morning, Naruto. Azmuth greeted him as he stood on Naruto's covers. Oh, good morning, Azmuth. Naruto yawned, before realizing something. Whoa, you're real. Azmuth put a hand to his face in embarrassment. Of course I'm real. What did you expect? Sorry, it's just as I slept, a part of me thought it was all some weird dream. Naruto explained. Well, this is no dream, I assure you. Azmuth promised him. Right? Naruto got out of bed and went to take a shower. When he came out wrapped in a towel, he saw a fresh new pair of clothes folded on his bed. Hey, where did these come from? I had these transported all the way to Galvan Prime for you to wear. Azmuth answered. But what about my jumpsuit? Naruto asked. I will not let any wearer of my Omnitrix walk around wearing a color easily to spot even from midair, Azmuth answered. Get yourself dressed, and we can begin your training. Okay? Naruto sighed, as he took his new clothes and went to get changed. He soon stepped out wearing camo pants with multiple pockets, a long-sleeved green shirt with a short-sleeved black shirt over it. Imprinted on the front of the shirt was the Omnitrix symbol, and on back was the red spiral symbol. You know, Azmuth, I think I could get used to this new look, Naruto admitted. I'm glad you like it. Now then, is there any place around here we can practice without any interruption? Azmuth inquired. Sure, Naruto said, with a smile. He grabbed his headband and tied it around his head before slipping into his sandals, and left with Azmuth and the Omnitrix. Later Naruto and Azmuth were at an old training field that was unoccupied. Azmuth looked around before deciding, this will do fine. Okay, Naruto, for starters attach the Omnitrix to your wrist. Naruto held up the Omnitrix and strapped it to his left wrist. Upon being strapped, the watch started glowing green, until it died down. What just happened? Naruto asked. The Omnitrix has just bonded with your DNA, and has recognized you as its wielder. Azmuth explained. Okay, so now that. Tap the faceplate. Naruto did so, and saw a selection of 10 aliens appear on the screen. Press down on the watch, and you'll see what happens. Naruto stopped on one of the aliens, and pressed down on the faceplate before it emitted a green flash. Naruto suddenly felt as his body was getting covered in rocks, and the rocks started heating up. Azmuth watched as the flash died down, and from where Naruto stood, now stood a tall fiery humanoid with red stones making up his body, and fire hair. The Omnitrix symbol was visible on his torso. Whoa, what just happened? Naruto asked, before realizing he sounded different. Hey, what's up with my voice? He then saw what he looked like. Whoa, I'm on fire. But it doesn't hurt. That's because the alien you've just transformed into is a Pyronite, one of the 10 aliens currently available inside the Omnitrix. Azmuth explained, these aliens reside on a star where the temperature's heat is on par with the sun's. Word of advice, don't ever go swimming in this form, for it could very well kill you. Whoa. So what can these aliens do? Their main power is pyrokinesis, the ability to manipulate fire. Azmuth explained. You mean like how some ninja can use fire jutsu? He asked. Precisely. This alien was in fact the first alien Ben transformed into when he discovered the Omnitrix. He named this form Heatless. Heatless? Correct, he had a knack for naming his alien forms. Well, Heatless sounds like a cool name. So how can I use this firepower? Heatless asked. You must concentrate on building up the fire your body is emitting, Azmuth explained. But be careful, otherwise you might set this whole area on fire. Alright. Concentrate. Heatless started concentrating, as the fire on him started building up in his hands. He looked at 2 training posts and launched the 2 fireballs, and burned the posts to a crisp. Whoa. Did I do that? Yes. And soon you'll find out a Pyronite has other secrets to their powers, but for now your time as Heatless is almost up. What do you mean? Heatless asked, as he heard a sound emitting from the Omnitrix symbol on his chest. It was turning from green to red, and back before another green flash was released, and Heatless was Naruto again. Hey, I'm back. How to do that? The Omnitrix, as Ben used to say, timed out. Azmuth explained. Timed out? Yes. For you see, the Omnitrix is programmed with a limiter. Its function is to limit how long you can stay in a certain alien form. Without it, the longer you stay in one alien form, the greater the alien's own personality until you lose all sense of yourself. Seriously? Naruto asked, and Azmuth nodded. So now what? The Omnitrix needs at least 5 minutes to recharge, so until then how about I tell you how Ben first started off? Azmuth offered. Okay. Naruto said, as he took a seat before Azmuth, who sat on a boulder. Well, as you know, I created the Omnitrix to be used as a way for life forms to understand one another, but others sought to use it for destruction. So it was sent via escape pod to Earth, where young Ben Tennyson happened upon it. I know that much, Naruto replied. When Ben first started using it, he used it against multiple alien threats who sought it out, ranging from bounty hunters to alien warlords, even using it to take on criminals and other people with strange powers. Azmuth added. Was he alone? Not at all. He had with him his grandfather Max Tennyson and his cousin Gwen, who were all on a simple road trip across the states. They assisted Ben every way they could when faced with a challenge. Ben especially needed their help when taking on his greatest foe ever, Vilgax. Who's Vilgax? Naruto asked. The worst of the worst tyrants in the galaxy. He saw the Omnitrix more than anyone else. When he and Ben first met, his grandfather revealed he knew about the existence of aliens in Vilgax. He did, but how? Max Tennyson was a plumber. A plumber? What does plumbing have to do with aliens? Naruto asked in confusion. Plumbers are an intergalactic police force that ensures the safety of planet Earth and many other planets. Various species of aliens are plumbers, ranging from humans to even us Galvans. So cool. Naruto smiled. Once the secret was let out, Max was able to further assist Ben with his knowledge of alien species and alien technology, to help him combat various other enemies they encountered. Ben sure was lucky to have someone like his grandpa. Naruto said, feeling envious. Yes, if not for him Ben would have been lost from the beginning. Azmuth chuckled. Naruto looked and saw the Omnitrix was recharged. Looks like it's good to go now. Then select another alien and I shall tell you the facts. Azmuth ordered. Alright. Naruto said, as he scrolled through before stopping on one alien and pressed down on the watch. In a flash of green light, Naruto had transformed into an orange-furred gorilla dog creature with no eyes, sharp teeth, and gills. Around its neck was a green color with the Omnitrix symbol. The alien let out a howl and looked at himself. Before Azmuth spoke, Naruto, listen to me. You have just transformed into a Vulpimancer, but Ben calls his form Wildmut. The Vulpimancer's abilities are used for tracking, and while you may not have eyes, the gills on your body will allow you to see and sense anything around you. Downside is Vulpimancers aren't capable of speech, plus with your enhanced senses, sound and smell will be your enemy, if it's too much for you to handle. Wildmut let out a disappointed scoff, and started getting used to the canine-like abilities by feeling what was around him until his Omnitrix timed out. A few minutes later, Naruto reactivated the Omnitrix and became a tall muscular green diamond-skinned alien with yellow eyes, and 2 green crystals sticking out of his back. His form was wearing a short-sleeved shirt like Naruto's along with his camo pants. So what's this one? Naruto's new alien form asked. You are now a Patrasapien. The crystal-like alien whose bodies are near invulnerable to most physical attacks. Azmuth explained. Invincible. Now that's what I'm talking about. Naruto cheered. Ben's name for his Patrasapien form was called Diamond Head. Azmuth explained. Not a bad name. Diamond Head admitted as he looked at his hands, seeing them both convert into crystal spears. Whoa, how'd that happen? Patrasapiens can change their arms' shapes into spears, as well as launching crystal shards. These aliens keep getting more and more cooler. Diamond Head chuckled. Give the diamond shard launch a try. Azmuth suggested. Diamond Head aimed his hands at some target posts, and upon firing multiple shards, the force was strong for him. He fell on his ass. Good thing that didn't hurt. You must learn how to use these new alien forms with care, Naruto, Azmuth began. It will take practice before you know how to use all their abilities to the best of their advantages. Yes sir. Diamond Head answered, and soon enough the Omnitrix timed out. Naruto, if I recall correctly your records show you are already a shinobi of this village. That's right. It's my dream to one day become Hokage and earn the respect of the village. Naruto explained. Being a leader is serious business, Naruto. Do you truly think you'd be up for the task? That's why I'm learning through my training on how to be a better ninja. I see. What sort of moves do you know? Well, I got this one. Naruto formed a hand sign. Taju Kaijin Bunshin no Jutsu. Suddenly hundreds of Narutos appeared, taking Azmuth by surprise. What do you think? The Narutos asked. Amazing, your jutsu is just like the ability of a Splixen. The what? One of the Narutos asked. Never mind. Basically this is the only true jutsu I know, while I rely on my own taijutsu abilities and henge technique in conjuncture with my clones. He dispelled the clones. Interesting, I wonder if your clone jutsu could actually be used by your other alien forms. Azmuth pondered. You think so? Naruto gasped. Well, at least aliens with appendages, he answered, but we'll try that another time. When the Omnitrix was all set again, Naruto used it to become a blue and black reptilic creature with a visor and black balls on his feet, along with the Omnitrix symbol on his torso. He was dashing around all over the place, as Azmuth explained. The Kinocelerans known for their great speed, but cannot control themselves while running atop certain non-solid ground, such as mud and ice. Plus due to not having enhanced strength, these are mostly known for making quick getaways or can be used for restraining others. That is how Ben used his form known as XLR8. With this kind of speed I could travel all across the ninja land in the snap of a finger. XLR8 cheered, as he continued running around in circles. Azmuth watched and spoke to himself. He's definitely got Ben's high-spirited nature. He couldn't help but smile as he saw Ben in place of Naruto. After the Omnitrix timed out, Naruto asked Azmuth a question. Tell me more about Ben's allies besides his grandpa. He had a cousin, right? Yes. Gwen was Ben's cousin. As kids the two would always engage in squabbles, but then again that's what family does, Azmuth explained. As they grew older they started respecting each other a lot more. And as she grew Gwen discovered she herself was special in her family. Special how? Naruto asked. Well, when she was 10 years old she developed an interest in the magical arts, and used spells and incantations to be known as Lucky Girl. As she got older she discovered most of her magic came from another source. What's that? Gwen was part Anodite. Azmuth answered. Anodite? An Anodite is an alien species made entirely out of energy known as mana. They have the ability to manipulate their own energy into various forms. How is it possible she's part alien? Well, Ben Tennyson married an Anodite, and as his bloodline passed only she was the one blessed with the power. Amazing. Was there anyone else close to Ben? Yes, he had a friend named Kevin Levin. Although they didn't always start off as friends. They didn't. No. Kevin originally was a street urchin with the ability to absorb electrical energy and fire it right back. He tricked Ben into trying to commit crimes with him, but Ben refused. Kevin discovered he could assimilate energy from the Omnitrix and take on a hybrid form of whatever alien Ben was at the time. When he tried to take too much, it bounced back on him. Ouch. Naruto cringed. The next time they met, Kevin revealed he gained the ability to transform into any of the 10 aliens Ben had at the time, and used that to frame him. He and Ben fought hard, and Kevin suddenly mutated into a hybrid form of his 10 alien species, with no way of changing back. However, years later, it revealed that Kevin was in fact the son of a plumber, and that his powers stemmed from a species known as Azmuth. What are Azmuths? A type of human subspecies that have their own unique abilities. Azmuth began after Kevin discovered his absorption could absorb more than just energy. He used it to absorb matter, and change his body to make it as durable as the properties of the matter he touched from rock, metal, wood, anything as long as it's durable. Whoa. So how did Kevin become Ben's pal? Well, after his defeat, Ben banished him to a place known as the Null Void, where alien criminals are banished to. After doing his time, Kevin was released and started acting as a weapons dealer to multiple alien bounty hunters. He joined Ben and Gwen looking for a better life as a promise to someone who gave their life to save his. Wow. Yes. Kevin may have started out as a juvenile delinquent worse than Ben, but he grew out of it and became a true friend who would do anything for his friends and family. Kevin sounds like quite a friend. Naruto smiled. When the Omnitrix was ready again, Naruto clicked it and suddenly found himself as a Galvan wearing a green and black bodysuit, with the Omnitrix symbol as a belt. Hey, I'm you. Galvan, Naruto gasped. Correct, you are now a Galvan just like me, or as Ben calls us gray matters. Azmuth put an arm around him. Now while we Galvans lack in size and physical strength, we make up for with our highly evolved intellects. You're right. I feel really smart right now. Gray matter, Naruto gasped, as he grabbed his stick and started drawing up some formulas in the dirt. Oh man, if I had this intellect back at the Ninja Academy, I would have passed like that. He snapped his digits. It's thanks to our brains we've been able to come up with highly advanced technologies and weaponry for the plumbers on Earth. Azmuth began. I wonder if I could use this intellect to build my own kind of weaponry. Gray matter pondered to himself. Don't be getting so ahead of yourself, Naruto. You've still got a long way to go. Azmuth said. I know. Gray matter answered, until he realized something. Hey, what time is it? About 8 o'clock in the AM. Azmuth answered. Oh my gosh, I got to get to my squad meeting. Come on, time out already. He paced around to wear the Omnitrix out, until it finally started beeping and he turned back. Sorry to cut the lesson short, Azmuth, but I need to get to my ninja squad daily meeting. I understand, Naruto. Hey, maybe you can come and watch. Naruto offered. I'd rather not be known by anyone else aside from you, Naruto. At least not at this given time. Azmuth answered. Don't worry, you can watch from the side. Climb in here. He opened up his ninja pouch. This is demeaning, Azmuth said, while looking inside. I'm sorry, but in here no one will see you, Naruto said. Azmuth sighed. Okay, just don't move around so much. He climbed inside, as Naruto closed it. Better hurry so I don't be late. Naruto took off, but stopped. Whoa, better not let this be seen. He slid his sleeve down so it covered the Omnitrix. He took off again. At the training ground for Squad 7, Naruto arrived to greet his teammates Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. Hey, guys, what's up? Naruto asked. What took you so long? Sasuke inquired. Alarm clock didn't wake me up, Naruto lied. Think it's about time for me to get a new one. Sakura noticed his attire. Naruto, what are you wearing? Just some new clothes is all, Sakura. What do you think? Well, they're a definite improvement, that's for sure. She admitted. Well, thanks. Naruto smiled. After their last mission in Wave, the three had changed in more ways than one. After Sasuke's near-death experience, he learned to appreciate his comrades, and Sakura learned to be nicer to Naruto and try to pull her own weight. The three once again waited for their sensei Kakashi Hatake for over an hour. As Naruto thought, what was I thinking showing up at the designated time? I could have finished getting to know about the other aliens in the Omnitrix. Wonder how Azmuth is holding up inside the pouch. Inside the pouch, Azmuth was cramping up and groaning. I have to get out of here before I get crushed. He poked his eyes through an opening in the pouch. Naruto, noticing this, turned to see his teammates look distracted enough for him to go to a tree and let Azmuth out. Sorry about that. Naruto apologized. You need to organize what you keep in there, Azmuth said. Right? Well, you just wait here, and I'll come back for you after training is over. And with that, Naruto went back to join his team. Eventually Kakashi dropped in. Yo, you're late. Sakura chewed him out. Yeah, sorry, but I was helping an old lady with groceries across the street. He explained sheepishly. I'll bet. Naruto mumbled to himself. Kakashi noticed Naruto's new look. Nice clothes, Naruto. Thanks. Now then, today's lesson will be taijutsu. I'm going to show you all basic moves to get you started. Kakashi began demonstrating some basic hand-to-hand combat moves, as the three watched. Soon all three of them were practicing the moves Kakashi had taught them, with Kakashi correcting certain stances and forms they didn't quite have. As they trained, Azmuth watched from behind the tree enjoying the display as if he was learning himself. About a few hours later, training was done. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke went their separate ways, leaving Naruto to collect Azmuth. So, Azmuth, what did you think? Naruto asked. Your sensei seems like an effective leader. Yeah. He'd never abandon his comrades. Naruto smiled. Your teammates also seem like unique individuals, much like Gwen and Kevin were with Ben. Azmuth added. Yeah, they are different. And just about over a week ago they all hated my guts for their own stupid reasons. Naruto explained. No doubt due to the infatuation the girl has with Uchiha, as well as his desire to be the best. Azmuth deduced. Yeah, how'd you guess? I could read each of them like a book. Azmuth answered. Right? Naruto replied. Well, then, should we get back to training? Not just yet. I need to eat something. Naruto answered. Well, it is best to keep your strength up. Azmuth noted. Yuha. Come on. He picked Azmuth up and placed him inside his pants pocket before heading off. Naruto went into Konoha's market where he was having ramen at his favorite if not only place to eat. Naruto had finished high third bowl. Man, that's good eats. Thanks, guys. He told Tsuchi and his daughter Aim. A pleasure, Naruto. Tsuchi answered. With you around we'll never go out of business. Aim chuckled. Got that right. Naruto chuckled. After paying for his meal, he started walking back for the one training ground, until Azmuth climbed out of his pocket and sat on his shoulder, seeing no one else was around. Is that substance ramen all you eat? Of course. Nothing tastes better. Naruto grinned. Azmuth sighed. No wonder you're shorter than the average 13-year-old. You suffer from malnutrition. Well, sorry, but I can't exactly get good food on my own. Naruto argued. Too cheap. Azmuth challenged. No. Nearly every adult in this village treats me like garbage, overcharge me for food and decent clothing. You've seen my living style. He reminded him. Have you any idea why the people here are like that? Naruto wasn't sure how to answer, knowing it's been a secret nobody was allowed to talk about. He was cut off as he saw he was about to walk right into someone. Azmuth quickly hid behind Naruto's head, as Naruto stopped and saw he nearly bumped into an old academy classmate of his named Hinata Hyuga. Whoa, sorry Hinata. Almost bumped into you. Naruto apologized sheepishly. Naruto, she gasped, I'm the one that should be sorry. I should have watched where I was going. Yes, we're both at fault, huh? Naruto asked, and the two chuckled sheepishly. Azmuth watched from behind Naruto's head, as the boy continued to try and converse with the girl, as she did in return. So, how's your squad doing? Oh, we're doing swell, Hinata answered. Of course, Kiba still acts smug when faced with something, and Shino's remains quiet unless he really has something to say, which isn't so very often. Well, that's not surprising on both their halves. Naruto answered. What about your squad? She asked. We're doing okay, he answered. We did just get back not too long ago from the Wave Country. Really? She asked in amusement. Oh, yeah. We were on a simple C-rank mission that ended up turning into a B-rank mission. A B-rank mission? Hinata gasped, with a hand over her mouth. That's right. At first it was supposed to be a simple escort mission, but we ended up encountering Nukenin from Kiri. My goodness. Especially since one of them was a former member of Kiri's 7 swordsmen. He added. Were you all okay? Hinata asked in worry. There wasn't anything we couldn't handle, Naruto answered, before looking down, although I almost lost a comrade in our last battle. Even though his death was a fake, it felt as if I wasn't strong enough to have helped him. Because if that was a real death then he wouldn't be alive for real. Naruto. Hinata said in sympathy. Naruto looked at her seriously. That's why I need to get stronger, Hinata. For the sake of my squad and my friends. I don't want to watch anyone else close to me die or even come close to dying. Azmuth smiled as he listened to him, but noticed Hinata looked at Naruto with admiration. The girl spoke. I'm sure you can get stronger, Naruto. Naruto looked at her. You do? He asked, as she had a faint blush on her face. Of course. I believe you can. Hinata encouraged him. Naruto smiled. Thanks, Hinata. You sure know how to encourage a guy, Hinata giggled, while still blushing. Well, I better get going. I'll see you around, Hinata. He started walking, as Azmuth hid in his shirt making him tense but continued on. Bye Naruto. She said, before taking her leave. As she walked she thought, that had to be the longest I've ever talked to Naruto before. As Naruto was far enough away from Hinata, Azmuth crawled out of his shirt. Ugh, you reek of sweat. What do you expect when I've been training for hours? Naruto asked dryly. Azmuth sighed. So what do you know about that girl? Hinata. She's nice. Naruto answered. Just nice? Azmuth asked. And she's a good listener. Why do you ask? Naruto asked, as he walked. Well, I happen to believe she likes you. Naruto looked at the alien on his shoulder. Is that all? So what if she likes me? Azmuth groaned. I mean she likes you in that way. Oh, that way, Naruto said, as he went silent for a moment before bursting out. What? What do you mean that way? Exactly what I said. Azmuth replied smugly. Oh, come on, you really think Hinata feels that way about me? Azmuth sighed. You're clueless when it comes to these feelings, aren't you? Naruto shrugged. Well, let me tell you, boy. Young love is a wonderful thing to all matter of species, even us Galvans. Have you ever been in love? Naruto asked. Actually, yes. This was during my younger years. I was seeing a beautiful Galvan named Zenith. We were happy together and cherished every moment we had until he started getting dismal. Until what? I drove her away. He finished. What happened? I became obsessed with creating a powerful weapon. The Omnitrix. No, something far more powerful, he answered. Zenith did not approve of this, and felt I was becoming obsessed with my work. By the time I realized what dangers my creation was capable of, she had already left me. I'm sorry. Naruto apologized. Azmuth continued. Since then I dedicated my life to more good research in hopes one day she would return. He sighed sadly. She never did. Naruto felt bad for him, but tried to lighten his spirits. I'm sure she knew the good you did afterward, she'd be proud of you. Azmuth smiled. I hope she would too. He soon shook it off, not wanting to get too sentimental. Now then, we must return to your training. Right? Naruto agreed, as he jogged back to the training area. When he returned, Naruto was looking through the Omnitrix before selecting one of the remaining 5 aliens unlocked. He slammed down on the watch and transformed. He now stood as a bulky muscular red alien with 4 arms and 4 yellow eyes. He was wearing a black tank top with a large green stripe going down the middle, a green belt with the Omnitrix in the center, Naruto's camo pants, and each fist had a black fingerless glove. Whoa, check me out. Naruto gasped. Azmuth spoke up. You are now a Tetramond, Naruto. Naruto noticed his extra arms. Whoa, I got 4 arms. That's exactly Ben's identity for this species. Azmuth explained. 4 arms. Azmuth nodded and continued. Tetramonds are known for their incredible strength and extra set of limbs, and are capable of jumping very high with their equally strong legs, Azmuth explained. Ben liked this alien very much, but whenever he desired to transform into it when he first got the Omnitrix, he wouldn't get this choice so much. But be warned, with how much strength you use, you're likely to cause more damage if you throw your strength around recklessly. I see. Still, I think I might like this one the most so far. Yes, well, don't get too attached to one alien you want to go it all the time. This is how Ben ended up losing one of his aliens when he was still a kid. What do you mean? 4 Arms asked. Years ago, Ben had another extra alien known as a conductoid that Ben called feedback, Azmuth explained. Upon discovering the selection, Ben had started using it a lot, too much in fact. I was called down by his grandfather to warn Ben that overusage of the conductoid so often could affect how he controls his other aliens. Ben, naturally being more ignorant as a child, took it as us telling him what to do, and stormed away. Only to be attacked by an enemy by the name of Malware, who removed feedback from the Omnitrix and destroyed it, and worst of all, the conductoid DNA wouldn't be accepted by the Omnitrix again. Whoa. Yes, Ben was greatly affected by this because losing feedback was like losing a part of himself. I told him that from this mistake he made he could learn from it, but it took him 5 years for him to forgive himself because of it. When he did, he regained the ability to become feedback again. Wow. Remember, Naruto, yourself won't always be as successful as you hoped. Sacrifices may be enforced on you. That is what being a ninja is all about, Azmuth. Though, I don't like the idea of ninjas being seen only tools of war who must never show emotion, he admitted. Azmuth saw how this ideal really struck Naruto, until the Omnitrix timed out. When it was recharged, Naruto activated it and became a bug-like alien. His body was black and green, had 4 insect-like flat legs with 2 arms with 3 clawed-fingered hands, 4 small pedunculated eyes linked directly to the sides of his head that bore the Omnitrix symbol, insect-like wings, and a point tail. Whoa, I'm a bug? He asked. Lepidopteran to be precise, or as Ben calls them stinkfly, Azmuth explained. They are an insect species capable of flying, spitting a sticky goo substance, releasing noxious gas, and can sting their opponent using their tails. One of the things you must be cautious about when using this alien is to avoid getting the wings wet, otherwise you will not be able to fly. The Lepidopteran's wings are extremely fragile. No water in this form. Got it. Now let's see how this works. Naruto's stinkfly began, as he started flapping his wings and took it to the sky, flying around in circles. I'm flying. I'm flying. I'm flying. He cheered. He then stopped in midair. What else did you say this alien could do? Spit goo. He aimed his eyes down as goo blobs were spat from the eyes down on the ground. One of the blobs ended up hitting Azmuth, covering him with the gunk. The intelligent alien frowned, while Stinkfly looked sheepish. Sorry. Soon enough, Naruto was sitting by a pond as Azmuth had finished washing the stuff off his body. Now then, become the next alien on the list. Azmuth instructed. Naruto nodded and slammed onto the watch, transforming yet again. He stood as a tall fish-like creature with a phosphorescent light on his head, and his body was grey with green fins, and had black neck and arm braces, and a green belt with the Omnitrix symbol. Now I'm a fish? He asked. Yes, and I would advise you to get into the water now. Azmuth suggested. Why? Naruto asked before he started panting. Water. He jumped into the water and emerged sighing in relief. That's more like it. You're now a Piscis Phalanx, more commonly known to Ben as Ripjaws. And like regular Earth aquatic creatures needs to stay hydrated. This is one alien not to use out on dry land. Noted. Ripjaws said. The aquatic aliens are excellent swimmers known for their speed while swimming about the waters. Plus being fish like yourself will be able to breath the water. Wicked. Your new sharp jaws also allow you bite through just about anything, hence how Ben got to name this breed. Guess that means this alien will be limited to usage. Ripjaws asked, before hearing the Omnitrix beep. He got out of the water and transformed back. Soon Naruto activated the Omnitrix again, and became a big black and green alien, with the Omnitrix symbol functioning as a single eye, and circuitry stripe patterns on the body. Whoa, what's this? He asked in his regular voice that sounded robotic. You have become a galvanic mechamorph, or an upgrade. Azmuth explained. Galvanic. Upgrade, Naruto asked. Are these species related to your kind? It's a long story. I got the time. Azmuth explained. The creation of the mechamorphs was a complete accident. The planet Galvan B was originally an uninhabited moon, orbiting my home planet. Me and several other scientists were working on a way to make the moon habitable, but we ended up creating a sentient life form. The mechamorphs. Upgrade answered. Azmuth nodded. Now then, a mechamorph has the power to fuse with any kind of technology to improve it, but since the technology in this land is far behind the rest of the world, that ability won't be as much use to you. However, they possess the ability to shoot lasers from their singular eyes, and can shape-shift into technology they have touched at least once in their life. And has the mechamorph whose DNA was taken for the Omnitrix touched anything useful? See for yourself. Azmuth encouraged him. Upgrade concentrated and suddenly took on the form of battle armor, complete with blasters and rocket booster. Holy shit, this is amazing. He raised his hands and suddenly the blasters started shooting some nearby trees. Azmuth took cover. Ceasefire, Naruto. I don't think I can stop. Naruto cried, until the watch timed out and he transformed back. Azmuth spoke sternly. No using that mode until you learn to use the regular mechamorph form. Yes sir. Naruto answered sheepishly. Now it's time for you to turn into the 10th alien Ben started out with. Azmuth instructed. Naruto nodded, and awaited the watch to recharge. Soon enough the Omnitrix recharged, and Naruto activated the final alien, and took the form of a spectral-looking creature with greenish-white skin, with one visible green eye at the top, green chains all over his front side, which lead to his neck, waist, and center chest, spikes on the elbows, 2 cuffs on each of his arms, and the Omnitrix symbol was at center of his chains. What am I? He asked with a faint whispering voice. You are an Octonurite, a species of alien with similar properties to what you humans refer to as ghosts. The Galvan explained. Ghosts, I'm a ghost, Naruto panicked. You're merely an alien with properties of one. Don't worry, you're not dead. Azmuth assured him. That's a relief. Naruto sighed. Now then Ben's Octonurite form was given the name Gosfriak. However, Octonurites have always been a problem, especially concerning the Omnitrix. How so? The Octonurite whose DNA was taken as a sample for the Omnitrix was known as Scare. Azmuth began. He was the Ecto-Lord of his home planet. He offered the assistance to an old assistant of mine in collecting DNA samples for the Omnitrix. He possessed one of the species she was collecting DNA from, and his DNA was added in addition. And an Octonurite's very consciousness exists even in a single DNA strand. Fortunately, his personality remained dormant for a long time, until he became strong enough to escape the Omnitrix itself. But he needed to possess Ben in order to become whole again. Whoa, Ben, Gwen, and their grandfather were able to destroy him by exposing him in the sunlight. I take it Gosfriak species aren't fond of light. No? Not unless they're wearing the second skin layer that your form has. So then I take it Gosfriak was gone for good. Naruto Gosfriak asked. I'm afraid not, Azmuth answered. He had followers who resurrected him, only for Ben to re-assimilate him into the Omnitrix. For safekeeping he was once again removed and imprisoned on my planet. But he still found ways of escaping his imprisonment, until he was finally put down for good. Will I have to worry about him possessing me or anything? Naruto Gosfriak asked. Not at all. The improvements on the Omnitrix design you have has allowed it to contain only the DNA of the Octonurite, and no trace of its original personality. Azmuth assured him. Thank goodness. Gosfriak said. Now then an Octonurite can hover, pass through solid walls, go intangible and invisible, including the power of possession. You mean in this form I can take over a person's body, and use any abilities they may contain? Gosfriak snickered. This could be a very useful alien. Don't get any ideas just yet. Azmuth warned him. Kidding a little. He mumbled to himself. And remember, it's best you keep the second layer of skin on even in the nighttime. In this form light will be your enemy if you're in the full Octonurite form. If you say so. The ghost alien answered, before he transformed back into Naruto. Okay, you covered the 10 aliens you've allowed to be unlocked right now. Now what do we do? Naruto inquired. Tomorrow we start your training in using the abilities of each of your 10 aliens, and possibly incorporate your jutsu into them. Sweet. Naruto smiled. And I may have a way to also improve on your taijutsu skills when you're just being Naruto. How? The ninja asked. That'll be for tomorrow, but for now let's go back. Azmuth ordered. Naruto nodded as he picked Azmuth up, and they headed back to his apartment. That night, both Naruto and Azmuth were sitting on the bed in meditating positions. Subtly deep inside Naruto's mind, he woke up in a soar. Hey, where am I? He looked up ahead and saw a giant gate with a tag reading seal on it. What's in there? He took a few steps forward before he froze and felt as if the whole area around him was swarming with high chakra. Taking him by surprise, some giant nails went through the bars trying to get him, only for Naruto to jump back. What the hell? He gasped, before he looked up, seeing a pair of red glowing eyes appear on the other side, before he saw the full figure being the very thing he found out was sealed inside him at birth. The nine-tailed fox. A demon of power and rage that nearly destroyed Konoha 13 years ago, until he was sealed inside of a baby born that day by the village's Yondaime Hokage. That baby was Naruto. When he was told that by Mizuki, it dawned on him as to why the villagers feared and hated him, but he realized from Iruka he isn't what he houses, but is his own self. The demon spoke. Well, I would eat you, but this infernal cage prevents me from doing so. So you're the Kyuubi, huh? Naruto asked. Who did you expect? The demon asked rhetorically. No one else, Naruto admitted. I can't believe I'm finally looking at you face to face. And how does it feel? The demon snickered. To be honest, I'm angry, no make that furious at you. Naruto called him out. Thanks to you, this whole village has been using me as a scapegoat to take their frustrations out on because of the destruction you caused the village. So what do you want? An apology? The Kyuubi asked rhetorically. No, because I don't expect you to even give me one even if I did ask for it. Naruto replied. Guess you're not as dumb as I thought you were. He mocked. Hey, leave the kid alone. A voice called out. Naruto spun around and saw 6 figures coming into the light. What he saw were the 10 aliens he had access to in the Omnitrix. It's you guys. But how? I thought you were. Azmuth may have said that each DNA sample doesn't contain the personality of the species, but we are manifestations of you when you take on each of our forms. Gray Matter explained. And why are you all here? Naruto questioned. When you donned the Omnitrix, all of our DNAs have merged when you transformed into each of us. Heedless explained. There are still more of us who have yet to be unlocked, and will remain locked until you are given access to them. Diamond had added. I feel like a hotel for others. Naruto rolled his eyes. If so, then you're a lousy hotel. Kyuubi spoke up. You just don't shut up, do you? Forearms asked, getting irritated by his mocking. Easy Forearms, no need to get riled up. Gus Fryak laid a hand on the Tetraman's shoulder. So this guy is the cause of all your suffering? Upgrade asked. Unfortunately. Naruto sighed. You should be grateful to house me inside you. After all, without my chakra and healing factor, you would have died at the hands of those elite villagers years ago, Kyuubi explained. In fact, you had a taste of what my chakra is capable of. It made you stronger, faster, more powerful than ever. Your influence almost made me kill someone. Naruto shouted. That's what you ninjas are, remember? You'll eventually have to kill sooner or later. The demon reminded him. Naruto frowned at his words, but sighed as he looked down. I know. And the more you use my chakra, the more capable you will be able to get the job done. Not unless he's got us to back him up. XLR8 replied. That's right, so don't try and coax him into becoming just like you. Stinkfly said. All of you stop. Naruto shouted, taking the 10 aliens and the demon by surprise. Whether I hate having the Kyuubi inside of me or not, he's right about one thing. He is? The 10 aliens asked in confusion. Yes. If it weren't for his chakra or healing factor, I wouldn't be alive today, he admitted, before looking up at the demon. But I still don't like the idea of you influencing my mind when I use your chakra. If you're gonna be living inside me, we're playing by my rules. And I say if you don't want to die with me, you'll give me your chakra when I truly need it, and you stay out of my head when I use it. The Kyuubi growled. You have balls to be demanding that much out of me. Naruto frowned, as the aliens stood their ground, until the demon smirked and snickered. I guess a part of me is rubbing off on you. Until next time you acquire my chakra, boy. He vanished into the cage as the atmosphere around Naruto returned to normal. About time he zipped the lip. Ripjaws said, as Wildmid nodded in agreement. Naruto looked to the aliens. I wanna thank you guys for sticking up for me. Don't sweat it, kid. Diamond had said. Yeah, you stuck with us for now. Forearms added. I look forward to using your abilities to become not only stronger, but to also keep this planet safe from these invaders Azmuth spoke of. You can count on us to come through for you, Naruto. Heedless assured him. Well, then let's put them in. Naruto suggested, as he put his hand out. Diamond had placed his hand on top of his, followed by Wildmid, Ripjaws, Upgrade, Heatless, Gosfriak, Stinfly, XLR8, Forearms, and finally Grey Matter crouched on top of the pile of hands. Break. They announced, and Naruto suddenly woke up from his meditation. Azmuth opened his eyes, and spoke. I can tell you just had a close encounter. Yeah. The aliens in the Omnitrix entered my mind and conversed with me. He explained. And the 9-tailed demon as well. Azmuth guessed. Yeah, hey, how do you know about the Kyuubi? Naruto asked in shock. I've done all my research on the ninja land as well as every nation and their histories, Azmuth explained. I know how it was you chosen to become the vessel to house the demon when it attacked the village. And do you feel what the village feels about me? Naruto asked, expecting the worst. Naruto, I am smarter than every human who's ever lived in this village since the day it was built, Azmuth reminded him. I'm not biased and blinded by hate like they are. If I was like them, I never would have given you the Omnitrix. Naruto looked down at him, looking happy as his eyes watered. You mean it? You are a good person, Naruto. Despite your flaws. Some people here cannot see that because they are incapable of seeing beyond what the eyes see. Coming from someone who doesn't live here on this planet, that means a lot to me. Naruto smiled. Azmuth smiled. You should probably get some sleep. We got a lot more to do tomorrow, right? Naruto agreed as he turned in. Azmuth went back to his pot in the room and clicked on the control board before speaking into it. Day 2, Naruto has learned about the 10 alien species he has access to. He will learn to use their powers as he further practices with them. Thanks for listening. I do hope you enjoyed. If you want the next part of this video, like, subscribe and comment down below, and turn on the bell notification. And also check out other videos that I have created and enjoy. See you in the next video. Peace.